consumers in South Africa exactly what is going to happen, how it's going to be solved, and when it's going to be solved.
Now, South Africans spend more than half their salaries on debt, according to debt management company Debtbusters. Multiple economic challenges like rising interest rates, the high price of food and fuel are certainly not helping. Debtbusters says those taking home 20 Rand a month or more are spending about 70% of their income on debt repayments. And those taking home more than 10,000 Rand a month are spending most of their take-home pay on servicing debt.
South Africans continue to dive deeper into debt due to the current economic environment. This is also evident in the quarterly report by Debtbuster that looks at the country's debt statistics. Debtbuster says consumers need about 65% of their take-home pay to service debt each month. This as more people take out more debt to finance their daily expenses to meet rising cost of food, electricity and fuel, amongst others.
Consumers are having to tap into different forms of unsecured credit, particularly personal loans. We find quite a high ratio of the applicants. 96% of them have personal loans. 20% of them have payday loans when they come to us, and so on. So they're having to tap into this because they cannot make ends meet.
Debtbusters says it expects the rising trend among consumers seeking debt counseling to continue for the rest of the year. This is due to the high cost of living becoming an unbearable reality for consumers. It says this is because of the full impact of successive interest rate increases since November 2021, and elevated levels of inflation are now fully evident in consumer finances.
Consumers continue to be hit with two things: high inflation, which is running really for particular things like fuel and petrol and electricity. It's probably double what it was 5-6 years ago. That's the first thing. And I would also argue that even for food, food inflation is really high, much higher than the CPI number itself.
The company says it is, however, pleased to see that young people are taking up the debt management tools online to better plan their finances. It says in the first quarter of this year, it saw over 90% of the youth subscribing to the company's online debt management tools. Nothando Makutulela, SABC News, Johannesburg.
Now,